everybody. Welcome. Happy Merge Day. And welcome to Camera Culture, a series from Well FM that puts the diverse creators of the NFT photography movement into focus. I'm your host, Decryptolorian, and my very special guest today is Gianluca Podesta. Gian is a creative landscape and award-winning photographer based in North Italy. We're going to talk about that in a second. He is always searching for new ways to convey his creativity, his special focus, and combined it with a drop of fantasy. He states he's a simple guy who likes to discover new locations surrounded by Mother Nature, bringing photography, bringing what he sees in his heart and his mind and his eyes, and basically joining it into an experience for you. So with that said, welcome, Gian. It's so great to have you here.
Hello DC, hello to everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here and have this opportunity. I'm a little bit worried and a little bit anxiety. Even if I'm a competitor in a CrossFit, I'm more comfortable when I'm there during a competition. Now I'm a little bit shaking, but okay, it's okay.
Well, no, you're always welcome here. It's a safe space. Tell us about yourself. How did you get into photography?
Yeah, good. It's a story that started in the 2015, and is a real simple story because I don't have that kind of story, complicated or very impressive. Every time I say the same things, it's a simple story because I was sitting in my room with a friend of mine, and we were looking at this famous website. Maybe you recognize it. Was 500 Peaks. Was the website of Ev, the developer of Sloika. Before having Sloika, he had built the 500 Peaks, and it was maybe the only and the most famous website where watch photography and discover a new artist. And I was there looking those kind of image, and I noticed an image. I can remember in extremely strong way what I felt in that moment, and I was like, oh my God. It's funny because I remember, I don't know if you ever seen the movie. It's a Rain Meatball, that cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And when Flint Lockwood look at the sky after he launched the machine to convert water into food, and the machine start to work and drop the food inside in the air, and he is like, with those big eyes and open mouth, and I was more or less like Flint Lockwood. And I say to my friend, what the hell are these photos? It's totally unreal. It's mind-boggling. And he told me, no, it's real. It's a famous photographer, which is Mark Adamus, one of my favorite photographer. Is still my favorite photographer. And there was no way, you're kidding me. This is not real. This is something taken or make it with the computer, with Photoshop. And he told me, no, it's photography. It's true. Even if he put a lot of Photoshop effect, a lot of fantasy, a lot of mood that already right now people still use in photography, because he put the base from the post production for the post production in that mode. And I was like, oh my God, I have to do something similar. I have to create something similar, because I would love to evoke the same feelings that I felt in that moment. So I decided to grab my camera, because my father had a small Canon 60D. It's an entry-level Canon that I think is out of marketing right now. And I take this camera and I start to go around my region because, yes, I'm so lucky because Liguria is really a true playground for photographers I think in every kind of genre, because we have very ancient small village. We have a coastline, an incredible coastline, maybe one of the wildest in Italy. And we have, yeah, more or less mountains, even if that are not big like Dolomiti or French Alps or Swiss Alps, but they are good to take photo, to try to do some experiment with the photography. And we have also big city like Genova, La Spezia, and that there are not like Milan or Florence or Venice, but they are quite good to use in the street photography or cityscape photography. So I started to go around up and down on the coastline, and of course my first images was the classic one, the Cinque Terre National Park with this five small village. And even if there are tons of photos in the website of that location, I tried from the beginning to create something that could be like myself, like me, and for that reason, because I always like to be a discovery man. I like to discover. I like to go into the field and find something that other people didn't find. And for that reason, I found, maybe, see, yes, I can say that I found the most uncommon and undiscovered location in Liguria. Even if the local people know where that place, that location are, no one other photographer had taken before me. And in some way, I've made that place famous with my photography. And then, after a couple of years of seascape photography, I met another photographer that is Enrico Fossati, which is a good friend of mine, and of course, an incredible, amazing artist. And together, we tried to do landscape in a different way. Of course, because I have a family, I have a work, because I have a construction company with all my family, my brother, my father, my mother, and more or less 37 employees. So that takes me a lot of times. I decided uh, to focus my landscape photography in in location near close to Italy, French, Switzerland, and a little bit of Dolomiti. Uh, why I not choose to go and create my portfolio, my entire portfolio on Dolomite, because Dolomite are quite overcrowded and famous. It's very hard to go there and try to be yourself, try to do something new. Even if I did it, because I have a couple of photos made in Dolomiti, and there are only mine, because I have this volunteer to go in a place and try to discover a new point of view. I I absolutely preferred to go on the French border, French in Italy, and in the Switzerland Alps, because they have incredible and astonishing mountains. And with Enrico, we built our, and I say our because he has more or less the same location that I have, because we are always together. and we have built a great portfolio with a lot of photos undiscovered, unknown, and truly mine. Okay, my landscape are like me. I love to watch all the time because it's remind me incredibly me. So that's why I decided to choose this way. And this way, for some reason, it's the hard way to create a portfolio because people seems that if they don't recognize a location, they don't like it. I don't know. I have this strong sensation because during the past years, I participated at some competition, and every time I seen the classics point of view with the classic location won the competition. And I noticed that because on Instagram, for example, I received a fewer like when I put photos that are new that people don't know where is it, where it was taken, and but it doesn't matter because I don't want to be a copycat. I don't want to be a number in a millions of other photographers. I want that people recognize me immediately, even if I don't send my photos, and only because they know that that kind of photos is me. So I'm the not only because there are a lot of good friends of mine that did something similar, okay, and I know others photographer from France that go normal that go goes normally in the same location, but it's okay because it's normal. We don't own the location. Uh, Even if I'm like I don't know if in the other country there is a similar way to think, but the mushroom hunters, people that go to take porcini and very
Yeah.
rare mushroom. Okay, they don't like to share the location. They don't want to share the location. They could bring with you, and they do in a very useless path just to make you confused, but they don't want to share the location. And I'm more or less like a mushroom hunter, but it's a joke, of course. But I because just because of the things that I said before, it's very hard to build a portfolio. It's very hard to build a credibility. It's very hard to become famous with this kind of photo. So it's right for me to protect this what you do, okay? Because it's not like to go on Google and text Vesterhorn or text I don't know Isle of Skye or text Dolomiti, and then find in very easy way tons of information about how to reach it, where to sleep, sunset, sunrise, if there are some uh, how you call the hut is right. When you
Yeah.
are okay, when you are at the top of the mountain, okay,
Yeah.
or refuge in French, and it's very easy. But when you try to go in a new location in an undiscovered area, it's all new. It's you okay. You can search on Google and try to figure out more or less how to reach and some information. But then you have to go there. You have to reach the point of view, and most of the times maybe the location isn't like you thought about. Maybe in a photo a mountain looks incredible, enormous, but when you are in field and you realize that the mountain is not quite good, you have only wasted some time. But that is the good things of discover location and be a photographer, because I really love to do that. Maybe it's the best part for me of photography, landscape photography. Go in field, find, search, and become become stoked, yes, or become impressed by the environment. So I search that because I want to evoke the same feelings through the viewer. So I need to put that kind of feelings inside my photos.
Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, that was a fantastic explanation. So basically you found a website a while back. How old were you just when you found this website that inspired you?
When I found the 500 pics, you don't recognize that website. You never ever heard about
Uh,
it.
Maybe I do. I don't know. How many years ago was it?
Was the period was from 2015 to 2018, maybe when from some reason the owner, in this case was AV, the owner of Sloika, decided to sell the project to another company, and people start to move away from 100px. But in that moment, from 2015 to 2018, for the mosquito, was was a real the best website where show your photo. And the webs if the website had the mechanismic, yeah, the algorithm. Okay, I saw the
Yep, yep.
algorithm. Okay, that work in this way. More people put a like on a comment on your photo, more that photo pass through the page and going into the first page. And to the first page, it's like an action. When you put a photo inside this website, you have 24 hours before the first like or the first comment to grow inside the website. And more people put a like, comment, and share, more you get on the first page. And in the first page, you got a lot of visibility. And I talk about 100 of like, 100 of comment. And that was a great way to become famous in a photography world.
Oh wow. Okay, so this, by looking at this website, you're completely inspired. You saw some of these
Yeah,
amazing pictures that looked fantasy-esque. It didn't look real. You said, question, is this a real place, right?
yeah, yeah,
And so you get out there, you start exploring, you get your dad's camera, and then you
yeah,
go out and you just start taking pictures, and then you find this passion, this love for photography,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
now you're going and you're finding these places, and you describe the struggle, because I get that, when you really discover a beautiful place that not a lot of people have seen, and you're just in the moment, you're just like, wow, I can't even believe, like, I always think about when I was driving across the country in the US, okay, and I'm driving. It's not the best. I mean, that's not the best drive if you go a particular route, but I'm growing through some states that nobody would even think are beautiful, okay?
Mhm.
And then I see this wide expanse in Nevada. It's just this barren wasteland, and there may be some mountains in the distance, and everything's dark. It is so dark out, but there's these beams of light that are coming
Yeah,
down from the sun, and it's so like breathtaking. And so you're finding these places around the coast of Italy and some, where you live, and you're trying to find these hidden gems, and take this beautiful shot. But you were talking about the mushroom hunters, but you don't want to, it's hard to become, you're not taking the popular shots because everyone already knows what those places are, right? We've already seen
mhm,
those, but you're
yeah,
trying to find these hidden gems, and you're trying to get people excited about those, but it's hard. There's a struggle there, but it sounds like the struggle is starting to fade because you're you're doing so good with your photography over here on the blockchain. So
Yeah, it's not easy, and of course, be the inspiration for the other photography is so incredible. I like it so much, but in the I don't know if I can say the other social media, that blue one. Can I talk about that? So about
oh
Facebook.
yeah.
Okay, okay, no,
You
I
can take
don't.
whatever you want.
Okay, okay, okay. And when I was in the Facebook era, of course, the I was there while the photography and landscape photography exploded. So tons of people start to take a camera and go in the location they like it, of course. But uh, I don't know why people start to become all professional. All the people that got a camera and did a workshop or a private lesson became immediately professional. So they use your work to sell their work, and that is not good because
Ah.
I. I never did something similar, even if when I go in field with Enrico, many times we are besides each other. So it's very common to have the same point of view, but we always respect our work and we try to share the point of view, and but try to get another point of view. Just because I have my version and he has his version, and that for me is something that we can go respect. Is the base when you become professional. Okay, I'm not a professional one. I always consider me a semi-professional one. So but when I notice that other people that became professional doing what you did before, that makes me like a mushroom hunter. So I start to keep my secret, even if, for example, this is Rimaggiore. This is a piece that Matt, Vediamo Matt, have. It's my first sales on the blockchain. This one.
Oh wow.
And
Okay, great. I was going to
yeah,
ask you that.
the first piece ever, and then it's my Genesis piece on foundation, and Matt fell in love because he told me that he did his money honeymoon in Italy, and he went in this small village, which is the national park of Cinque Terre. So I'm really tied to this image because he opened the doors of the NFT world. And as I told you before, okay, that's for example, it's very easy to reach. I mean, every day during the summer period, every day, more or less, 1,000 of people every quarter of hour drop by the train. Okay, so there are so many people that came to visit this place. So it's impossible, more or less, because I have some point of view that no one did before. But it's very difficult to be be I don't know, be how to say, be the only one, be yeah, I'm gonna say helping to see, be when you do something that no one did, you are the
Oh, the you're like the first,
yeah the first
yeah, the
the
first one.
first okay you're the okay it's hard to do the first one because this photo you can find a lot of similar photo because this in particular is a sort of panoramic. It's two photos and vertical photos merged together because uh, with the vertical one, I wouldn't have had the foreground with the background to get to be in the same frame. Okay, so I turn the camera in vertical and I take two pictures, one on the left and one on the right, and then I merge it together to create this sort of a vertical one. Is not actually, it's not a vertical because it's larger than a vertical, but you can.
Wow.
And was an incredible day, because that system was, even if it's not look so huge, but it was so huge because the houses are so tall. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 meters. The red house is 15 meters high, so the wave is more or less as 4 meters.
Wow. Yeah, what a beautiful shot. I'm glad it was a random click for me, but I'm glad that we learned about your Genesis piece and telling us that, wow, what is, you would never, I mean, I'm looking, I've been using Photoshop for about I'm going to tell you my age here, about 25, 30 years. Well, when did Photoshop come out? When did Photoshop come out? The 95 or what? But I've been using it since it was, a thing. And I'm having a hard time. I wear glasses, but I'm having a hard time seeing where you piece this together. You did a fantastic job. I mean, wow.
Yeah. And that is what we talking about, the Mark Adamus mood. Okay, Mark Adamus was the first that put this kind of mood inside the photos. It's real, it's a real place, but it has sort of a fantasy mood. It's all like in a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the waves, and you could tell that you got the sun and the dramatic clouds and the boats that are pulled up because we don't want them to wash away. And I love it. It's the light on the buildings, everything about it, like you say, is you're really trying to capture that dramatic fantasy of a real place. And I absolutely love that. So how long, after you first started, did you how long did it take to develop the style? Because I mean, obviously you're really good just by looking at the photograph, the photography. But how long did you get? I mean, did you start out with like a natural talent, or did you have to work at it? Did you take some classes? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. That is a very interesting question, because as in Italy, that is so funny. In Italy, especially in Naples, people said "nessuno nasce imparato," and the translation is "no one born teached." Okay, so every people needs a teacher. Every people needs to do some experiment. So my teacher was, of course, it's some repetitive, but it was Enrico Fossati. Enrico Fossati was the first that start in Italy. Okay, in Italy, the first that start to do one-on-one lessons, and I decided in the 2016, late 2016, to have this lesson. And he teach me this way to recreate this mood. And after that, of course, and in one of my posts on Facebook a couple of years ago, I showed to the people all my story. Okay, I showed it from the beginning when I did the first trying with incredible ugly lights and colors, was all yeah, it was, you need a pair of glasses to look at, because the light was so strong and the colors are so acid. But it was okay, because I needed to improve myself. So I started every day on every photos to apply this kind of adjustment, try to find the right balance between the fantasy and the reality, because one of the most important point for me in my photography is to show something that looks natural, even if it's not natural. Okay, even if I apply 30, 40 layers on Photoshop to do a little bit of adjustment, to change a color, or uh, to adjust the color because maybe the green is not good and I want to add a little bit of yellow into the green to make it more warm. And so I can consider my style. I can consider I get my style in the 2017 late, beginning the 2018s. Okay, because I found a real balance between fantasy and reality, between what people can think that is a fantasy. Okay, because people every time told me, "Wow, it's incredible natural," even if I know there isn't natural, and that is my goal. Okay, it's perfect. I don't want that you feel that massive use of Photoshop. Okay, I want that you feel something that could be real. Sometimes people ask me, but you had this effect, you had this another effect, and I always say, I can't tell you, or I have to kill you.
Oh, that's great. Wow. I mean, so it took you a little bit of time, but yeah, I definitely understand the struggle of making it feel real and not go too overboard. There's a lot of times when I do stuff, I tend to go overboard a lot, and then it takes me down a lot of rabbit holes. But yeah, that balance, if you're trying to do photography, and if you're trying to really work in a certain style, I mean, you definitely are walking a thin line, but you're doing a fantastic job at it. I really do think you capture that the
Thank you.
whimsical, and the fantasy, and but you also have these colors that pop and are really good. So yeah, you're doing it.
And talking about this precise photo, this precise image, Manarola, which I'm so proud of this image because as I don't know if I wrote on the description, I don't know, but I'm really proud of it because you can't take the same photo because the owner, no, I don't, I didn't wrote because you have to know. I tell this story. I take this shot on the border of one bar. Okay, it was a bar restaurant in front of Manarola. Okay, there is a path that bring you from Manarola to another one. Was Vernazza, I think Vernazza. This is a path that you can do by walk, and in this point there was a restaurant. Actually it wasn't a restaurant. It was a sort of bar where did some aperitifs. It was so famous. Okay, all the people go there to pass the evening and stay with a friend and chat about things. Okay, and I asked to the owner to take this shot because, of course, it was a private property, and he allowed me to do. And the next year, I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, I absolutely don't know why the bar was closed, and the small city of Vernazza, okay, the public administration bought the bar, and he cut off all the flowers, all the bench, all the things that the owner put to enjoy the view. So physically, you can't go there and take the same picture. And this picture, uh, I remember exactly how hard was to merge the long exposure on the sea and the sky with the quick shutter speed to take the flowers, because I did 1, 2, 3, 4 photos. I taken 4 photos to create this image. One was for the foreground, the near one. Okay, the first line, the first ink of the image, because the other one was too far away and wasn't on focus. So I take the second one with a quick shutter speed, 100 more or less, to take the flowers blocked. There was a little bit of wind, and the wind moved the flowers. So if you take a shot with a shutter speed slow, the flower became okay, this move effect. And then I used a natural density filter to take the long exposure on the water, because I would like to take this effect, okay, of silk effect on the water. And then I take another one photo for the highlights on the small village, and the last one more bright to the details on the village. Because when you take the lights, I'm gonna say, when you take the lights on the palace, on the small house, okay, you have to use a very dark frame, okay, because you don't want to burn the highlights. So all the things around the lights was black, okay, basically it was black. So I take another one more bright, more or less one stop more bright, to take all the details around the lights, around the coast, around the rocks, around the houses. And then I merged it all together in Photoshop, and was so incredible boring, because yeah, because I work more or less at 700, 800 percent of zoom,
Yep.
to merge between the leaves and the word. Okay, because if you look, there are some leaves of this plant. There are inside the water. So in that hole, I can call it a hole between the leaves and the water, I used a small tools to merge from that one that was with the long exposure, and the one was with the quickly exposure to the flower. So it was incredible boring. I remember maybe 8 7 7 8 hours only to did this kind of adjustment.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at it really close. That's why this weird avatar thing is looking weird. But yeah, it's what a technique you have. It's fascinating to me. So I love messing with layers in Photoshop. Sometimes I have
Yeah.
hundreds. Um, but wow, I mean the incredible detail, like, and the different shots. Boy, what a fantastic technique, and the light you're capturing. um I love how there's a tons of detail here, and you cannot even, I'm zooming in real close with my glasses wearing eyes, and I cannot see anything here.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
fantastic edit! I'll tell you.
And I want to tell this, sorry, because I'm a talkative. Talkative, yes. When someone told to talkative, okay. I say that I'm a little bit shy. No, forget it. And yeah, I want to tell this because I always used a kind of camera, a kind of let's see, digital camera, okay, uh, which was being always cheap. I mean, this image was made with a simple Nikon D5300. That is an entry level, and DLRS. Okay, it's not a full frame, 24 megapixel, and have that this camera has a lot of problem in terms of quality, because if when you take a simple photo, simple image during the midday with the sun, with the perfect illumination, okay, it's okay. But when you start to push over the camera, okay, you need to do a lot of focus in what you do. So every time I use it, multiply photos to take the quality even in the corner, even in the center, to allow me, of course, maybe to print this image in a large size, because this image was shown in a small exhibition in Manarola. There is a square inside a small village, and I did an exhibition, an open exhibition, and I printed this image. I don't know how in ink, but I can tell you in centimeter, okay, or meters. Well, anyway, it was 1 meter the long side, 1 meter. So it's you need a lot of details. You need a lot of attention, okay, to to print something big, something similar in a big way with a small camera, okay, because if you take an actual camera with 6400 millions of megapixels, it's more easy, okay, because they are full of details. But when you have fewer pixel, and there are a lot of issues, especially in the corner, okay, you need to pay, you need to put attention on what you do, okay.
Wow, that is a fantastic description. So I'd like to transition a little bit because, wow, I can't believe we've been talking for almost an hour already. It's crazy how time flies. But let's transition over to your experience with NFTs. So I usually ask the question like, how'd you get into it? How'd you learn about it? But we know that you're in it. So what has been your experience thus far? So you started this journey years ago,
Yeah.
and now you're getting into NFTs. So tell us about your experience so far.
Oh, I can tell with all the true, okay, and in a honest way that my experience was incredible, beautiful, because I really love the NFT. I really love the NFT world because NFT allow me to become what I want. So an artist and be valuated for my quality, because talking about the others social media, for example, in Instagram, yeah, Instagram want to have artists that put tons of images because people scroll up and down without put attention on what they look at. So the NFT uh, open this new world, this new way to show your art, of course, and have the right value, the right validation of what you do. So my story is not a long story because NFT are quite young, and I did a lot a lot of mistakes during my journey. Who cares? Who cares? Who doesn't do this sort of mistake? And but nowadays I'm so happy because even if I haven't sold out, okay, or I don't have a sold out. I hope that my teacher don't listen this this video because I said, don't do mistake with verbs. Okay, I'm so sorry. Uh, Even if I don't have and sold out in my two collection, one edition, okay, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. I learned to don't focus too much on this particular because probably I need more time to find the right collector because my images are good. All the people say, "Oh wow, they are fantastic," but landscape it's more hard to sell. It's not easy to reach collector that fall in love with your images. And luckily, I did, because I have collector like Matt, Medium Mert, Alpha Trilogy, and Guy Norcal, Free Run Travel, more or less all the collector of landscape. So I'm happy, and I'm okay. I'm in the right mood for continue and for push my photography and show new photography. Now I have the opportunity to mint on Maker's Place. So
That was me clapping. So you've had this experience. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're so bored. I think most of us are bored with the social media experience of the past. There has to be some kind of future, and the excitement surrounding NFTs is really where somebody as good as you with these shots can present your work and get discovered and have people excited about it, which is really really great. Now, for those people who haven't jumped in to the space, what advice would you give them if they're just starting out? Because you and me both have made some mistakes. So anybody that's just sitting on the sideline, what would you tell them today that they should be focusing on and not screw up before jumping in?
yeah, I will tell one thing that I tell to all the people that write to me on DM, saying that they are upset because it's a fantastic word, but at the same time it's hard, because I'm consider myself so lucky, because tons of other photographers haven't got a sale yet. So I can my suggestion, my advice is simply to be yourself, because it's the only way that people can recognize. When I started in August, I was looking to the other, may I say, competitor, okay, because I was always considered the other photographer like a competitor, because I'm a mushroom hunter. And I study Kat Simard, I study Ben Strauss, I study all the incredible artists that I esteem so, and I try to copy and I try to simulate what they did, and I totally lose. Okay, was absolutely a mistake, because the focus is when you are yourself, and when you express yourself in a true and honest way, other people notice that, because your action, your way to think, your mindset is in connection exactly with you, and can reach people that want to connect with you. When you try to simulate, when you try to copy someone else, you could never be in connection with true people that want to know you, know your story, know your hearts, and then you probably are missing a lot of opportunity. So that's it's incredible, because it's worked for me. When I started in late to 2021, yeah, 20 or 2020, 2020, okay, in November, December, when I decided to stop, okay, and say, okay, what Gianluca can bring to this world, okay, without any mask, without trying to be like a drift, like a cat, like this or like that one. I start to be myself, to talk like me, and to get connection with people, and of course some collector. And then the magic happened, because in December 2020, I got my first sale. So after that, I jumped into space. I talk about me, of my heart, in a very true way. And sometimes I did mistake, because I was blocked to some other artists, because they tell me, "Oh, you looks that you want to shield me every day," and I say, "Okay, sorry," because it's it's a hard space for who is not from America or England or for who don't talk so often and good English. Even me, I decided since August 2021 to take private lesson of English, because if you want to reach people, if you want to get connection with people, you need to talk, you need to express yourself, even if I do tons and dozens of mistakes. But it's okay. I will continue to study. I will continue to stay here, and I'm here to remain along this long-term journey.
I love that, and that is some great advice to be yourself. And I think when we're looking at starting a business, right? We always, as human beings, we try to see. I mean, it's only smart. You want to look at what other people that are successful, what they're doing, right? And what works for them, and then you try to mirror them, and sometimes it doesn't work. So I think that's fantastic advice. You may see what's good and what works for them, but you should also look internally and see what's going to work for you, and then throw yourself out there, and you're going to resonate with somebody. And I got to say, your English is great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so impressed, because I can't speak another language, so I could barely speak English on some good days. So no, you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad for that advice. It's really good. I got another question for you. So let's do this real quick. Let's get out of the way before we go further. So we do have a POAP for today, folks. So if you want to grab this POAP, it's fantastic. It's a beautiful shot by Gianluca. So definitely get your POAP app ready. I did say it, POAP app, and click on that mint button. And the secret word, I know that most of you are really good at this already. You're probably already ready to go. The secret word is after merge. Merge.
That's it. That's impressive. I'm the first artist after merge.
That's right. That's right. Well, we planned it that way.
Yeah, good.
No, this is fantastic. Okay, so after merge, everybody, and while they're going to get that POAP, it's fantastic. And Gianluca, please let me know, and I'll send you one after this too. Now that you've been in the space for a while, you've kind of got your feet on the ground. You're, like you said, you found your way. What would you say is something that you dislike the most about the space that you would want to change, and something that you really like and you want to stay forever?
Okay, we start for what I don't like or what I like.
Your choice.
Okay, it's okay. Because we need another couple of hours if I start to do. Okay, okay, I will be so quick. Okay, I start from what I don't like. Okay, I don't like the fact that most of the collector want to take always from the same artist. And that is okay. It's good because who I am to tell you how to use your money. Okay, that's it. But when we talk about Web3 and all the same opportunity between people, between genre, between country, okay, for me it's a waste of time. Pay and focus every time on the same artist, because I was talking with Fidel 2 days ago, because I did a dinner with Fidel and his wife and Giulio and Mav, and we talk about this argument. And he said to me, I really prefer to use 50 Ethereum to buy 100 new artists, because you don't know from where this artist came, and maybe with a simple 0.20 or 0.1 you can change his life. Okay, instead, if you take always from the same artist that has got a lot of Ethereum, okay, yeah, he's probably he would be so happy, but you can't help this community to grow, because I always love to think about a big running competition, okay. If we run all together with our hands, and we get strength from each other, when I'm hesitate, when I'm upset, my my colleague beside me can bring me and give me strength. We can arrive all to the same goal. But if we focus, as in the normal life, as in Web3, only for in a small bunch of big horses, that is not a win-win. That is the same mechanism that we don't like in the Web2, we don't like in the real life. And I think that when I get a sale, I immediately split the Ethereum, and I put some Ethereum in my vault, and the other part I love to give back to the community, because I don't know the story behind an artist. I don't know if it has a problem, or maybe 0.035, that for me is are only $50 or 50, how you say in American, 50
50 bucks.
bucks, 50 bucks, yes. Okay, and I don't know, but maybe in your country, 50 bucks are an enormous quantity and a huge amount of money. So that's my philosophy, and that's what I don't like in this Web3. What I like in the opposite side of the medal, of course, of the coin, is that more people thought like me. Okay, so I've seen a lot of incredible artists that reinvest, give back to community, and create happiness. Okay, because it's happened to me. I don't remember the exact moment, but I purchased an image from an artist, and this artist comes to my DM, texts me, "Oh wow, incredible! I'm crying. I'm so shocked that you makes my day." And I was okay. It was easy. I've earned, sorry, $200. What are $50 in your image? But this person came from another country, where the average, I don't know how to say, stipendio, when people go to work and they got paid.
Yeah. The like just the yearly average, or the paycheck,
Okay.
or
Yeah. The average was $300. Okay, so $50 is an enormous amount of money. So
yeah.
that's for me the best part of this world. That I really feel that people work together. I really feel the community. Yeah, the community. I really love the community, because when you build a great community, the community work for you.
Yeah.
It's happened to me that I got two sale while I was out of Twitter, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm smiling. You can see it on the avatar here.
No, I don't like you, Avatar. I want to see you in the face.
One of these days, for sure. I don't look as cool, or maybe I look cooler. Who knows?
Okay, you are cool for sure.
But yeah, that both of those answers really make me happy. I do agree with you 100%. I think that people get too focused sometimes on the investment aspect of the art versus the actual person behind the art. And I think that focus takes away from artists that you would find to be absolutely wonderful, and even if they haven't made a sale, that doesn't mean they're not a fantastic artist. And that's why I absolutely love collecting stuff on Tezos, because I get to just go. I will literally go to someone. I will buy something from one person, and then I'll go to the next person and I'll look at all of their stuff, and then I'll buy whatever I like from that. and then I'll just keep going and going because I just love collecting the work. And from different people, but it makes me really happy to hear you say that. That's a great set of answers. Wow. Again, this went by really quick, quicker than I would have ever imagined. I think this it's like something happened today. I don't know, but you know,
I'm so happy.
it's really good. I mean, I love talking with you. We'll definitely have to have you on again because there's always, of course, more questions. We haven't done a panel in a long time, so maybe we'll have a panel. You know, our friend Mustafa was talking about maybe a food panel, but I don't know if NFTs and food. Well, maybe that does work. But before we go, I wanted to ask you one more question. What's on your what's your next thing? What do you have coming up that you want everyone to talk about? Maybe a place you're going, or you know, something that you're gonna mint, or you know, what's on the agenda after merge? What's the first thing coming up for Gianluca?
Yeah. Okay, it's always regarding the NFT, of course, and my images. And I'm working of a couple of things. The first is to drop my Genesis on Maker's Place. Okay, and then I'm with the finger crossed for my application on Super Rare, because I really would love to jump into, I don't know, to to put my consistency in a platform that allow me to become, to have my space, or to have my spot in this community. I know that is not the only way to do. Okay, but it's like to reach the top. It's like to win an Oscar for an actor. For me, being super rare. Could, I searched the condition. Right? Wait one moment. Would be perfect. It's okay. Would be perfect.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
that's fantastic. Yeah, that's great.
Jam conditional. I hate conditional. It's hard to remember. And I have this third project that is incredible, but I have to. I can't spot you too much, because I don't want that someone else stole my idea. But it's something that in an NFT no one did before. It's incredible, and I have to. I waited a lot of time because I need the perfect situation. In photography, you can be rush, you can be hurry, you learn to be quiet and calm. That is a good aspect of a landscape, because when you are in field, you can force the sun to go up the mountain, go down, and makes the colors. Okay, you have to sit there, wait, and talk about your things, and simply enjoy the moment, and that is incredible. And I want to tell, I'm quick, I'm sorry. One friend of mine that came with me in an adventure, in mountain adventure, not to take photo, only uh, to to live an experience. Okay, he said to me, that is the real life. That bring you in a proper real life mode. I mean, we are used to run, to have a lot of business appointment, take this, take that, call and send me the mail and blah blah blah. And when you turn off the light of this kind of behavior, and you get in connection with the nature, and you can sit with doing nothing, basically nothing. Okay, only waiting the sunset. That is incredible strong.
Wow. That all of that sounds amazing. Of course, the secret project has my ears. They're perked up. I can't wait to see what you have going on there. Yeah. Well, this has been absolutely fantastic. Having you on. This has been great. I am so happy that that we got together and did this. Like I said, time flew. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe we just teleported. It was just it's always an easy conversation and it goes by way too quick, right?
Okay, yeah. You was right when I said, no, it's simply conversation. Don't worry about it. Yeah, okay.
Right.
You are perfect host, like Pam. You know Pam. Yeah, Pam. What we was like, the host always host on like Pam.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, you are similar because you are the strong to put the person in a really relaxed mode.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I do try to do that for sure because at the end of the day, it's just talking. That's what we like to do. We just want to talk to you and learn more about you. That's really it. Man, this has been fantastic. Thanks everybody for coming. If you didn't get that POAP, there might be some left over. I did leave a pretty long time period for that. So the secret code is after merge. So please go and grab that. And this has been great. And Gianluca, we're going to see each other around and maybe we'll do that panel soon. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. It was been it's incredible time, and I'm so grateful to be there and talk with you and talk with all the people and talk about a little bit of me.
Oh, that's what we wanted. So, all right, everybody. Well, we're gonna see you next time. I think we have some stuff coming up this week, so definitely check out the calendar for Whale. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Have a good one.